Still with us to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world, Arise News anchor Vimbai Mutinirie and Arise News analyst Dayo Shibwale. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Again.
Yes. Greetings especially. Let's get straight into it. Of course, as tradition dictates, we always kick off with This Day newspaper. This Day, of course, leading with what is arguably the biggest story in Nigeria today. And of course, that is all the happenings of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Their headline, in strong signal to MDAs, Tinubu probes Edu over public money paid into private accounts. Promises to punish decisively any breaches. Wale Edun heads investigation panel. Minister in trouble for diverting 585.2 million naira, approving air tickets to Kogi without airport. Exposed fraud tip of iceberg, says PDP. Falana, she should stop insulting us. Reported across a number of newspapers today. The Punch says, better Edu, Tinubu vows sanctions as anger grows over 585 million naira scandal. And another of the newspapers, New Telegraph, running with better Edu, Tinubu orders probe of controversial 585 million naira transfer request. So across an array of newspapers, better Edu is the focus of today's conversation based off of this probe that has now been ordered by the presidency. And of course, we also saw a release from the Minister of Information saying that we should only, for now, pay attention to information from the Ministry of Information because there's so much information flying around. Mr. Shibwale, I know you have a lot to say about this.
Oh, yes, I should. You see, it's unbelievable that in this age and time, you pay money into a private account. Government I never thought anybody would think like that. The fact that it is happening beats my own imagination. I'm almost speechless. But I'm happy the minister has cautioned that people should only listen to information from their end. But you look at it. How can anybody in this modern age and time pay money, even 20 naira, into government, to a private person account, because that person is working for government? It's not done. Even in the private sector, you hardly see that sort of, even where they trust people. You see, I see what they are exploiting. It is the speed and expectation involved in the delivery of the palliatives. That's what I was telling you the other time, that the system is there, but it's the human factor. How can somebody who is a medical doctor, somebody who's been a commissioner before, somebody who was in charge of COVID in their own area, this is Peter Edu, then you give a directive that they pay money to, and they've done this before, pay money to a private account so that they can disburse. It is, I don't want to comment on it. It is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And I don't know the sort of person she is. But at this age and time, I was in the civil service 75. I was an assistant secretary. You see, you don't do things like that. The civil service regulations are so austere, so strict, are so accountability oriented. Where did she come from? I come and pay for almost $500 million into somebody's account?
Well,
it's unthinkable.
The probe continues, and let's also congratulate the Attorney General of the Accountant General, of the Federation for not honoring that instruction to transfer.
That's nothing to congratulate. That is the procedure. She will not believe she's seeing what she's seeing. You know me? I mean, a civil servant, career civil servant. Where is this woman coming from? They refuse now. But what she's saying, look at the story, that some people are after her. I'm happy Falana has said something that I agree with this time around, that she has disgraced herself, she should apologize. And I'm happy, I thought it was fiction before, but now the president has given instruction. How do such people get into public office? Well, divert money, to private account? It's unthinkable. I don't think anybody in this age and time can do that. But the federal minister, it's a disgrace.
Here we are. Well, let's see what the probe unearths concerning this. But of course, a lot of the evidence is there in black and white.
It's not the matter of probe. It's not done.
It's not done. You're right about that.
It's not done.
Mr. Shobowale.
Yes.
Also on the front page of this day newspaper, just below the masthead, 2027 poll not in focus for Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso, others. So this is according to the National Consultative Front, led by Professor Pat Utomi, who has said the focus of the former vice president and, of course, the other leading presidential candidates of opposition parties was not on contesting the 2027 presidential election, but on how to build a formidable political party that would rescue Nigeria from the grips of APC. Now, of course, this comment is also coming off of the back of last week's reports about various individuals in Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso was not reported. It was Atiku and Obi allegedly claiming to have said that they are preparing for the next election. And the quote here from the NC front is that all of that was just an agenda to divide the opposition and frustrate the merger proposal for leading opposition parties mooted by Atiku Abubakar. So that is what is coming from the Office of the National Consultative Front. Your take on it, 2027 politics already at play?
Oh, there's nothing at play. That's Pat Utomi. Yes. Pat Utomi is leading one organization saying this. Yeah, but he was a presidential candidate several times over. He's not the one to tell Atiku or Obi what to do come 2027.
Right.
Let him prepare his own ambition and let these people do what they have to do. And these are people who have active parties.
That's right.
Atiku is still head of PDP, Obi is still head of Labour. And they are part of the political climate. They have a stake in everything that happens. And that they are playing a wonderful role in that regard. They are keeping the government on its toes. They are not giving the government any breathing space. Don't you know that? So you don't need to tell me, who is like a political economist, to come and tell astute politicians what to do against next
political
election.
economist.
You came with the lyrics.
Everybody's going to get it.
While we're on this topic, let's look at the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune, as we look at it seems 2027 elections are already at play and the logistics, people are aligning themselves. Above the masthead in the right-hand corner, we see PDP G5 will support Tinubu in 2027. Statement by former Benue State Governor. Of course, this was at a luncheon that was held by Nyesom Wike, Minister of FCT. He was there and reaffirmed that the GF governors of the PDP will stand behind President Tinubu, as affirmed by their leader, Nyesom Wike, in the 2027 election. Mr. Shobowale, is it too soon for us to start talking about the 2027 election?
You are the one dwelling on this 2020.
This is what
the other
news
news in that place. The other thing, there's inland waterways thing, there's FMFL and Dangote.
Okay.
I mean, they say there's no wrong, but you remember when they were launching the refinery,
yes.
Dangote commended the banks for their cooperation. And it was Emefiele who was there then. The going was good there. You get me? Although we have seen other solid developments. But let us bear that in mind, that Dangote commended Emefiele, especially when they launched that refinery, and commended him for being very cooperative and very helpful in getting the capital. Let's note that, in spite of all what is happening.
Mr. Shobowale, as our time is quickly running out, yes. I'm still going to bring you back to elections, but this time 2024 elections in the UK. The Guardian UK, please. Let's take one international story. The Guardian UK says the top Tory says party faces obliteration in election. That's Danny Kruger, of course, who's a leading backbencher and founder of the increasingly influential New Conservatives group, is saying the Conservatives have no chance in this upcoming election, as of course we know Rishi Sunak will be launching on his campaign activities this week.
Yes, what that guy said, is a backbencher. What he said, that they have lost touch with the people, and that in the coming election, people will be very unhappy with them. He mentioned their achievements, including Brexit. And Brexit,
but you see, they work.
It is. They think it's an achievement, in spite of all the odds. They want to be separate. They are different from the rest of you. I mean, that independence has always been there for the Englishman. He said that. And then the problem they have now are two things coming up. They want to be exploring for oil in the North Seas. In the North Seas. Whereas, their policy on climate change and their commitment and all that. So that one is presenting a problem for them, even amongst people who are in their base. And then the migration issue and Rwanda. They are saying, some people are saying that the Rwanda thing cannot control immigration sufficiently as the conservatives will wish. That's the situation on the ground. Yes.
Elections loading. Before we get to 2027, let's at least finish the ones in 2024 around the world, right?
Wonderful analysis as always. Thank you so much, Vimbai. Thank you very much, Mr. Dayo Shibali. We appreciate your time as always. Thank you both.